What's up, Internet? My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Clarus.
And this is The Wheel of Time, Season 3, Episode 2. This one's called A Question of Crimson, which means the Reds are going to retaliate for Swan's actions in Episode 1, I think.
Swan?
Or blood. Or there's going to be blood. There will be blood. If you want...
There's definitely going to be blood.
There might not be. We might have a combat-free episode.
Okay. All right.
I don't think there's going to be fighting in every episode this season. Although I guess Matt will still be bleeding from the neck. If you want the full length reaction, go to patreon.com/nerdynightly. But we're going to dive right the heck in to this television program.
This is my path, not yours.
I told you I'm not going anywhere.
This is not your path. Yet.
We're going to the Ajah Waste.
Cold open.
I told you this day would come, Your Majesty.
She looks so good.
Yeah. I love that she could straight up have worn that outfit on The Expanse and we would have been like perfect.
Yeah.
Damn, they really know how to be on theme.
Yeah. It's branding, babe.
Aw, glad. Oh, Gawyn. These children will one day try and kill each other. Oh, interesting.
The Lion Throne?
Yeah.
I dig it.
Many of you in this room were my rivals, and I yours. But that war is over now, because I won it.
What a bitch. I love her. What?
Long live the Queen.
What the fuck?
Okay, Cersei Lannister, calm down.
Wow. Suddenly I am much less sympathetic towards Morgase as a character.
And Aleda.
Well, we already knew Aleda sucked. Like,
Aleda was... okay. Misguided.
yeah.
But murderous?
Of a child. That's a choice.
That doesn't drastically change things later on in the series. But we're not talking about the books anymore. Well, I'm peeking again. Fuck. We're not talking... There we go. She's like, wait, that's my mom's song.
Wow. She is extra.
Is that
What?
the man on her hand?
Oh. We're about to meet her brothers, though.
Flame of Tarvalon, the Amelin seed.
Okay.
Lord Galad of House Trakand.
Wow, that jacket is incredible.
Yeah.
Lord Gawyn of House Trakand, first Prince of the Sword.
He's so pretty.
Lord...
Who the fuck are you?
Yeah.
Elida Sedai of the Red Ajah, advisor to the Queen.
Wow, they're all so bad at, like, hiding how they feel.
Yeah. Yeah, the show does say, like, there is no serenity to the Aes Sedai. They're openly catty at all times.
Yeah.
By the grace of the light.
Why is Morgase dressed like I'm about to fight her in Elden Ring?
I thought they were going for a Queen Elizabeth.
The novices are all well into their chores by this time of day.
And what time of day are they kidnapped? You have not had a child of your own, so perhaps you do not know the power of that word. What it means to go to sleep at night and wake in the morning.
And I will take Morgase to Elaine myself.
Damn.
Yeah. Gabriel looks great.
Yeah. Damn.
Oh, we're skipping to... Okay, cool. I guess the ways are just completely usable. You know what I mean?
It does seem a little odd to establish the danger of the ways in season 1 and then casually use them
Yeah,
here.
but whatever.
Remembrance in our bones, of our home, of our ancestors, of the things we shouldn't forget.
Remember how mad I got at this the context of this scene in the books?
No, that was like 2.5 years ago.
Something happens right here in the books that I got so upset about. We'll talk about it later.
It's true. We could have kept you out of trouble.
Nope.
You know nothing of the world. It makes you vulnerable.
Has he gotten even more irritating since I left home?
You have no idea.
I like this dynamic a lot.
Yeah.
What?
Nothing.
Has no one told you?
Gawyn. Ooh.
Yeah, that looks really good.
Yeah. I like the colors they went with. They look really good together.
But healing him? I won't lie to you, Wisdom. I fear we may as well be trying to bring him back from the dead.
Matt's outfits are just so slutty this season. I love it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But he's like, you must see the bottom of my pecs at all times.
I guarantee Elaine is safer here than anywhere else in the world.
Yeah, the world's fucking dangerous, so maybe.
I don't know.
So, show me your room.
Well, it's a short tour.
This is where I make my potty hooch.
Yeah.
She's hiding something.
As is everybody here.
So the show's going with the Aes Sedai are keeping the giant attack on the tower secret.
It's internal tower business.
Fair enough. At least I know where I stand in the pecking order.
Mom, that's not...
No.
If they had just kept the fighting in the tower, I'd be okay with that.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Your life cannot be put at risk. We've already had one close call. Say goodbye to the friends you've made here. It's time to come home.
Interesting.
Okay.
The more they play with them, the rings are so unwieldy.
Oh my god, I know. Like, I could never.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Moraine's fit is giving trad wife.
This just looks like what Rosamund Pike showed up on the set with that day. They're like, that's fine.
God, I hope so.
One thing I will notice, I didn't love a lot of the music choices in the first season. So far this season, I think that the soundtrack of the show feels very in-world in a way that I'm enjoying.
Yeah, they found
Yeah.
like their groove and their style. It's
Yeah.
nice.
It's crazy. Last time he was here, none of this was here, right? It was all torn apart.
Well,
They
yeah.
had to rebuild all this shit.
Yeah.
Same for the cast, though, right? Because they actually burnt it all down.
Right.
I do find it a little weird that Perrin has walked into the middle of town without someone being like, Perrin? What the oh, here we go. Finally.
Yeah.
The wheel really does weave as it wills.
Damn. Okay.
How much time has passed?
Maybe they use the ways as well. Well, no, they don't have a builder.
There is a real fear amongst the suitors, which is uncommon. But we cannot underestimate the support.
Yeah, because a bunch of them are dead.
Got a bunch of new sitters.
She'll only be in the tower for a few days at most. Not enough time to make any real trouble.
You fucking idiot.
I don't like this.
You've made your position known, daughter. Perrin, please.
Swan, you're so stupid.
Sometimes I just want to, like, shake her.
Oh, what's up, Min?
Ah.
My visions don't come with a clock. It could be tomorrow, a year from now, or 10.
I hope this season gives Min more to do than to be a plot device.
Yeah, I hope so.
Clara, are you in there?
Clara, did you invite a friend? Very cheeky. Come in!
Matt!
The Andoran princes are here.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, cheeky indeed.
Put that thing away. You have to come see this.
I'm sorry, see what?
Oh my god.
This is the most book accurate thing they've done.
Oh my god, yeah. Just sweaty men.
So we are gonna get it. Oh, this makes sense.
Didn't think that you'd be in for this kind of thing, Nynaeve.
I think everyone is in for this kind of thing, man.
She likes land. Like, what?
So, who are these tossers?
My brothers.
Princes or something?
And they act like it. Entitled bastards. No offense, Elaine.
None taken. Coming from someone sleeping with an actual king.
That's good.
Yeah. Parkour!
Seen enough.
If Matt was by, he'd get it. You know.
Ask yourself why and how you might use that weakness against her.
And why should we trust you?
That's exactly how I want you to think. And then Perrin will find you tomorrow and give you all the information we have so far about Leandrin and her sisters. And then you can start your search.
All right.
While Morgase is here?
Not even the Amelin to do what's been asked of us. Because the truth is, she's right.
They just have to trust each other.
Mm-hmm. Nynaeve. I think the Amelin might have had another reason to put me into this.
Yeah.
They said you killed a man and farm. Jeff from Bornhold.
Yeah.
I would have thought men sworn to the light would be better than that.
Why don't you fight them off?
If you asked the lion to protect you from the bear, you've only chosen to end up in one belly instead of another.
Well.
And if all this trouble is because they're looking for me, then there's a simple solution. I'll turn myself in.
No, Perrin. You're too good for this world.
I know.
A lot in him being there is a stretch for me.
I love they're like, how'd you get there? And they're like, shut up.
Which is fine. It's fine. Just, without an Ogier, the only people we know who can get through the ways safely are dark friends.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
You're so lucky you've never had nightmares.
I know.
You're heading to the Aiel Waste. What happened to Tyr and Calendor?
These two have too much chemistry.
Don't get too comfortable around. There are dark friends everywhere.
I left the idea of comfort behind in the two rivers.
Darkness raging beneath that farm boy's smile.
Oh, you bitch.
Mm-hmm.
No, please!
You shouldn't.
It's interesting how this shows how little Lanfear knows about the Sanshin, though. Because Renna would have never actually put her hands on her like this, right?
Not like, yeah. Yeah.
She would have just used the Dom. Okay.
You do not belong here.
Okay. Interesting.
Cool.
Yeah. That was fun.
I've nightmares too. Remembering things I've done.
Getting laid.
Flirting with one of the most evil women on the planet.
Coming! Clara, is that you?
Jesus Christ. What is that supposed
Hello.
Oh, light. Put a shirt on.
Me? What?
Seriously, can you close your robe? I can't look at that. Is that?
Yes! That is Galard. That is gold.
See, I think I prefer my dungeon cell at this point.
Oh, well. Go for a walk or something.
I don't know that he's allowed to leave.
Bring the horn.
You heard about that?
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah. The show's worldview on sex is so casual.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
It's very different.
But also, the White Towers of Magic, you'd think they would have some soundproofing.
I know.
Come on, you guys.
It suits you.
Gabriel. I didn't hear you come in.
Damn, his outfits are fucking incredible too.
I won't tell on you if you don't tell on me.
I want that jacket.
To the daughter heir of Andor.
It's the most popular prince consort in all the land.
Long may he reign.
Well, you're brothers.
Do they have any other party tricks?
Do they need any? Though how anyone can tolerate Galad after talking to him for more than 1 second is beyond me.
Wow.
I don't think they're talking.
She hadn't told me any of this.
Oh, let's keep it between us. I know she'll tell you eventually. But I thought you deserved to know now.
He's fantastic. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
Hardly. All you and I do when we're home is drink like fish.
What better sense is there than that?
Elaine being an underage lush is not what I expected from this show.
I know. But hey, when you're heir to the throne.
I love that he just carries the horn around.
Your Majesty, I am the match from Cawthon. Hornblower, if you prefer.
Jeez.
If Matt tries to fuck Swan.
That you summoned the greatest heroes from ages past.
Well, normally, I would never be one to brag.
I'm sure you wouldn't want to tell anyone about being the Hornblower, or about having the horn in your possession, fully accessible to anyone who might want to kill you and take it.
No.
And I'm sure you would never use it as social capital.
Wait, no one told him this until now?
Portrait painted posing with it.
I would never.
You know what? This one's on Moraine.
Oh, yeah.
This is 1,000% on Moraine.
Would you like to give the horn to me for safekeeping?
Yes. I do what I have to do, but I'm no hero.
Those we call heroes only did what they had to do.
I like that scene a lot.
I do and I don't. I think the scene on its own is really good. I think the world the show is telling me exists is very confusing to me this episode still. And I just want them to, like, figure out what they want.
I will go through the arches tonight. I will root out the shadow in this tower. And I will become the first Aes Sedai queen. How did you get so wise? I must have learned from the best.
Damn, I fucking loved that. Let's go, Elaine.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Ballsy of her to have a drink before she goes through the arches.
You have to embrace the bitter and the sweet. So you never forget which is which.
Oh shit, he's a man!
Hell yeah.
He will tie us together with bonds we cannot break. He will take us back home. And he will destroy us.
That's Amis, I'm assuming?
I'm assuming in Ruark, right?
That's what, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck
Sick.
yeah.
Okay.
Alright, let's go. They look so good.
I like that episode quite a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
There
was moments that I felt were like a little bit slow in terms of pacing,
Yeah.
but other than that, I like the direction it's going. I liked scenes that happened. I like that I kind of see like the framework being set up for what the season is going to look like.
In some plot lines I really do.
Yeah.
In others I don't. I feel like I like this episode a lot. I think that this is a good direction for the show to start heading in.
Mm-hmm.
I wish that they could keep things a little bit more congealed in order to do it, and I understand why they can't. They've written themselves into so many holes that they kind of need to leapfrog sense a couple times here.
Right.
It is preposterous to me. Like, genuinely preposterous that Aleida doesn't walk into that tower and immediately know what happened. Like, that to me doesn't make sense in any world, because multiple sitters died and multiple warders died on the floor.
When multiple sitters died and multiple sitters were Black Ajah who left the tower. Like
half of the
like
sitters
three
changed.
sitters left.
Yeah, half the sitters
Yeah.
changed.
Now, maybe she's been gone long enough. No, she
No.
has informants. She knows everything that happens there.
It is preposterous to me, and so the White Tower in this show doesn't make any sense to me anymore. It just doesn't. I don't understand how you can blow out a floor of a skyscraper in Tarvalon and pretend that
And have people die
Aleida
in
and
the
Morgase
streets.
can show up. And it's like the Aes Sedai are keeping real tight-lipped about this. Like,
yeah.
Either the Aes Sedai are this fractured organization of different Ajahs who don't trust each other, particularly the Reds who were not allowed into the meeting that ended in the big fight.
Yeah.
Or they're this insanely unified group of women who will do literally anything that Amerlin tells them. It can't be both, depending on what scene we're in. And right now my issue with the show is that it is the Aes Sedai under Swan either are completely loyal to her or are catty behind her back in the hallway, depending on what the scene needs. And so I was disappointed in the fact that Aleida managed to spend 5 or 6 days in the tower and not figure it out.
Well, no, I think they were there for literally 2 days. But that being said, I think that it is absolutely reasonable that Aleida shows up, and she is the one that, like, is kind of the head of the Red Ajah right now because of her status and position, and they decided not to tell her what happened.
Well, no, she's not the head. We know who the head of the Red Ajah is, but like...
No, I mean her position with Andor, the fact that she is almost the one that was the Amerlin seed. Like, there are so many reasons why someone in the Red Ajah would want to be on Aleida's good side. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, this is what happened.
I don't even care about that. I don't understand how they've replaced all the sitters and how the ice... I don't understand how the White Tower is functioning at all publicly right now.
Well, publicly, here's the thing. The town doesn't know how anything works.
I mean, like... I don't know how there is a structure that has been replaced enough with no infighting, and they have managed to replace the sitters who died and the ones who left with new sitters to the point where they can have a meeting of the hall that Morgase walks into within days. You know what I mean? Like there is a there's a problem here within this world, the rest of the Aes Sedai outside of main characters being real people.
Right.
That's what it is. That's why it doesn't work for me. All of the other Aes Sedai are transparent cardboard cutouts that sit in the room around the room. They're not real because there's no opinions about anything right now.
Yeah.
Right? We get that one shot of the novices like kind of chittering in the hallway. But yeah, it's just... Everything about this episode is really good. The scenes are great. I really liked the the Rand land scene, and then the Rand Moraine scene was fantastic.
And then
Elaine Morgase scenes were...
And fucking Gabriel.
Yeah, Gabriel's amazing.
Like, 10 out of 10.
But the fallout of that, the first 11 minutes trying to be this big bombastic scene to start the season, is that the implications of that scene are not met out at any point.
Yeah.
And if you just cut off that 11 minutes, this would work so well for me.
Yeah.
But you showed me how big that was. You showed me a sitter get split in half. And these people aren't acting as if a woman got split in half in front of them last week.
Yeah.
And their entire worldview was rocked. And so it's just this... It's a great episode of television on its own that isn't living up to the open... It's not living up to the opening scene. You have an inciting incident for this season, and that inciting incident didn't incite anything.
It feels disconnected. And I think I said this when we watched the first episode. Like, that scene itself feels so disjointed from the rest of that episode and from this episode. Like, it feels like they kind of went in and almost added it afterwards. Like, they can't have. But, it feels like they were like, we need something to start off the season with a bang. So it's very strange.
But then we're going to have Alana. She is going to lose her warder, right?
Yeah.
I feel like this is moving. She's going to lose her warder. And then she's just going to be in the Two Rivers next episode. Seemingly, like, emotionally all right.
No.
No, but I mean, like, she's not...
They did not seem well.
I mean, they were smiling. They were like chuckling at each other at what Bane and Chad were saying. I understand that because they're in this weird position where they've moved things, and so they're like, well, this happens in the books, so they're just going to be there. Does it jive with the And this is where in season 1 and 2, when people are like, well, why are you so worried about the implications things are going to have for later on? And I'm like, this is why. We're now we are teleporting around Randland.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they're there because, like,
literally,
I'm excited to see what they do there.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad they're there, but there is a part of my brain that's like, oh, I guess everyone can just get everywhere now between episodes, and that's going to be what this show becomes. Is the thing that people complained so hard about at the end of Game of Thrones. Like, season 8 of Game of Thrones, people were screaming at me that the show was terrible because people were teleporting around.
I know.
And like, this is the same thing.
And it makes later things in the book far less impactful.
Well, yeah, because it's a month from anywhere to anywhere in Randland now. You can get anywhere in a month, we've established. And some spaces...
in 2 days.
Or 2 days, yeah. Which is why I asked how long has passed. But also, like...
It's hard to tell.
Perrin going into town... and getting seen by someone at the edge of town and then pulling him off to the side would have made that scene work so much better for me than him walking through the entire town to the very middle of it and then having Egwene's mom be like, whoa, you can't just walk around the town. I was like, what do you mean? He's walking around the town for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, the town is not that tiny. Although it is a bunch of farms. Things are spread out enough that, like, I don't know.
She's literally like, you can't be out in the open. And then they walk directly down the middle of the road to get to the inn.
Well, because it's right there. It'd be fucking weird if they, like, circled around.
The
front door is there.
I totally get that. I just... The fact that, like, the White Cloaks rode through town and there's 2 women in Aiel outfits and in Ogier that they ride by when they're here looking for weird shit, including Trollocs...
Yeah, but the way that the shot was framed is that they were literally, like, in the shadows underneath of a tent and they were riding quickly.
Again, I hear you. You're not wrong. I just want this show to... If you're going to say things, I want this show to say things and then have the actions of the characters in the show live up to the things that it says. And there's this weird tension between... The dialogue is fine. The scenes are good. The acting is amazing. I thought that the Trakan family stole this episode. I think their dynamic was the best thing about it. All those scenes were great. The fight scene was great with Gawyn and Galad. I still too much sex for me for Robert Jordan's world, but whatever. This is a different version of Randland, right? But there's a lot of people in this show who are either talking about events as if they weren't the tower blowing out, but the tower did blow out and we saw it. or they're talking about things as if there is there's something dangerous. There's this tension, and it's like, we're just going to walk down the middle of the street. And the show's actions and its dialogue aren't meeting right now in terms of what their like intensity is from moment to moment, which I think creates some of the pacing issues that you felt in this episode.
Sure.
Some things that are dire are then visually shown to not be, and things that feel dire because of how big they are then sort of casually talked about. And I want the show to coalesce those things, because when the scenes work, they're fucking great.
Yeah.
Which gets to like the Horn of Valere scene with Swan.
Yeah.
I liked the scene, but the implication that Moiraine and Mat traveled for a month with the Horn of Valere, and she just never gave him any information about it, is very odd to me.
That's true. They were on a boat together for a whole month.
Like it's this weird thing where like what's happening off screen in the show is these long passages of time where characters are together not talking so that they can talk about things later.
Although I'm not gonna lie, this version of Show Moiraine might have deliberately not told Mat so that he got himself killed.
No, that's an interesting point.
I'm just saying, I don't know who this woman is.
I don't know who this woman is either.
Yeah.
She's interesting.
Yeah.
The dream stuff I thought was really well done.
Yeah, the dream stuff is great. The Lanfear stuff and also like Egwene stuff, like all of it felt really cool. The moment of the
Amis.
seeing Amis, like all of that I thought was really well seated, really well handled. Because I was like, oh, cool. For book readers, you get those like inklings of like, I see where this is going. Very, very fun. And again, you already brought up like Lan and Rand, like their training stuff. But it's those little moments that where I feel like where the show lives.
I really liked the sound design of this episode. I thought the music was great. I thought a lot of the sound choices were fantastic.
Yeah. So many beautiful scenic shots.
Yeah.
I think like for my personal taste, maybe one too many. Like I was like, oh, we have another beautiful scenery shot and then another beautiful scenery shot. And I was like, I get it. It's our travel.
I didn't feel that, but I get it.
It just like, I don't know. I just started like noticing the fact that there was another beautiful scenic shot. And I feel like once I hit that point, something hasn't gelled for me, but I think that was a me thing. I was like, oh wow, they spent so much money to travel around and film these things. They really had to like show it to us.
The weird thing about the scenic shots for me is that it tells me that time is passing in the episode.
Yeah.
But, which is why I said like 6 days Morgase and...
Which it can't be. But that's why it's weird. It's
but that's
like
what
how
the weird thing
long?
Is,
how long did it take for Rand to get to the waist? Because it can't have been no time. It should be like weeks, maybe. Whereas it's the same amount of time in this episode back at the White Tower, and that's like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
that's the thing about the structure of this episode that I don't really know if I love.
Sure.
Because Alana could be in the Two Rivers because it might have been weeks since the Black Ajah, since episode 1.
And if it was, I would just like to know. That's all.
Yeah.
I would just like the show to do a better job of letting me know what the passage of time is. Because right now it feels a little bit inconsistent. And so
yes,
I feel a little untethered in what's happening and when and where. So that would be nice.
Still disappointed what they're doing with Min. I really want them to course correct and figure out how to make her a person on this show.
Yeah, I would love that.
I really want her to be more than just a person who ferries Mat from room to room.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like her in the books. And
I like the actress.
She's just,
so.
Oh, and I think the actress is great.
Yeah, so I would love more.
She's kind of nothing on the show right now, and she's, there was definitely emotional things in the way that she, her betrayal and stuff last season that were interesting scenes for her, but they didn't build up anything for her character, and she doesn't have relationships with anybody except kind of Mat. Like they've kind of cut her out of having a relationship with anybody else in the show.
Yeah.
And so I really hope they find a way for her to just be in scenes and have a little bit more of her own purpose.
Yeah, I
instead
would
of kind
like
of being a
that as well.
tool.
Yeah.
And this isn't. It's not an accusation towards the actress at all. I really do think that the writing of Min has been so functionary.
Yeah.
And that just hasn't been my... I like that character a lot. And so I found it to be... There's some fun stuff that happens in this arc in the books for her as a character. And I don't want them to do that one for one, because I understand... I'm not even saying that this... I don't dislike... I'm not complaining about them changing the books for this. I want to be clear, because I'm not going to complain about changes from the books until the very end. I'm saying that what they've done with her on the show is just sort of made her
boring.
such a tertiary character that...
And like you said, just more of plot device of I see future, and so that's my only function.
And I hate it.
Yeah.
And like I get that she hates it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Well, I'm trying to think, like, is there anything we didn't talk about? Morgase was great.
Yeah.
Not, definitely a different Morgase, but I like this version of the character. She felt...
Yeah.
It was the first time on the show where I actually felt like someone felt like royalty. Because I don't think Elaine... I don't think this is... I don't think they're trying to make Elaine feel noble.
Mm-hmm.
She, like, she's such a, like, teenage girl.
Yeah.
And not like a princess. Elaine doesn't feel like she's well trained in princess stuff.
What I like about Elaine is that she can, like, turn that on. In that conversation she had with her mom,
Yeah.
I was like, I see it, right?
Yeah.
And I like that she has, like, Elaine and Queen Elaine, right?
I felt before we met her family like they were kind of missing a little bit of that in Elaine. But now the way that, because Galad is so that, and because of the way that they've introduced Morgase, I actually think that Elaine's rebellion against that a little bit makes more sense to me now.
Yeah.
And also Elaine and Aviendha make more sense to me now that I've seen that the princes are so casual sexually. And there's no sort of like... The show doesn't have any sort of idea of prudishness.
No, yeah. That's not this version of Randland.
Yeah. And so Elaine makes more sense with the context of having met her family, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think this episode was best for Elaine. I think that her character got the most out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
I think Nynaeve got the worst moment of the whole episode. If I could just...
Yes,
really,
I will agree with that.
I liked the scene between the two of them a lot until the line... I can't believe that I
I know.
Wow,
I was
that
like,
sucked.
no, I feel like we should have found a different way to move away from this.
It felt like such a tropey, like, high school movie line.
That 4 seconds felt like CW.
And I loved it. I loved the whole scene.
I know.
I was so into their argument.
Right up until that moment.
And I just hated that. I didn't like the delivery. I didn't like the writing. I didn't like the framing. There was nothing about that line that worked for me.
Yeah.
Elaine's reaction to it's fine.
No, but it's the literal, like, the tropiest trope of, like, saying their name, not walking after them, so because the scene cannot continue.
Yeah.
Right? Like, yeah.
It was such a, like, television moment.
Yeah. I felt it.
It was kind of the only moment in this episode where I was like, oh yeah, I'm watching a television show.
Sure, yeah.
And I think other than that, I think the immersion of this episode was really good.
Mm-hmm.
The costume design is incredible. The red costumes, the Andor costumes.
Yeah, the Andor branding is on point.
All the costume, that opening scene is really impressive.
Yeah.
It paints a much darker version.
For sure.
Of certain things. But I liked it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot about this episode. Like, on its own, I think this episode is very good.
Yeah.
I think this show is gonna have a few more weird moments where it has to juggle sense to get over
the choices
past
it's made.
writing mistakes.
For sure, yeah.
And I think that's kind of anything I push up against in this episode in particular are, I think, my reactions to it having to get past some of the oddities of season 1 and 2.
For sure.
Yeah, can we talk book spoilers?
Yeah, we're gonna do a couple, like 2 minutes here just on some
full book spoilers.
So if you haven't read the
full
books,
book.
Please
get out of here. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you don't, hit the dislike button, leave me comments down below, all that shit. Follow us. I'm at Nerdy Nightly. She's at Claris Polaris. But we are going to talk full book spoilers here for a second. I fucking love Gabriel and how they're handling this.
I know.
And his inevitable betrayal is going to be so sick.
I know. I was like, I really like him.
He is interestingly ethnically very similar to the casting of Ishamael.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And I know that's not his real face, right? Because Gabriel was a real guy that he takes over, and so that's a glamour, I think.
Oh no, I don't think so.
Isn't that what happens?
No. No, he just kind of like works his way up. I don't actually think that he steals the identity of someone else. Maybe I'm totally wrong on that.
No, but
I don't think
in this version, it has to be that.
Why?
Because the Forsaken got released in Falm, but they were locked away until a month ago.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a Forsaken having replaced.
Yeah, it has to be because Elena's known him for years, seemingly. Yeah. No,
and
you're
so
right.
I think what's really interesting about the show's version of this is that Gabriel was the fucking best.
Yeah.
Until now.
Yeah.
And that's why the commander was recently let go. I'm sad that we didn't meet Brian before. We never got to meet him in Andor, which is a shame, because when they introduce him later, establishing him as being the man that he is, I think it's going to be a little bit tougher.
Yeah.
Because we won't have met him in season 1. But also, casting him for season 1 and then not having him again until fucking Sawan finds him,
Yeah, it would be rough.
Forever later. There are some really interesting implications in this episode for long-ranging things in the series.
Uh-huh.
And I don't even know where to start, really. The show is so different. Mm-hmm. It's so different. And I can't believe they're going to send Nynaeve already.
Send?
Like, this isn't a book spoiler, I guess. I can't believe Swan's like, Nynaeve, you got to go hunt down Leandrin. She can't think that's gonna fucking work.
Go hunt her down?
Yeah.
Right now? Why do you think she's gonna do it right now?
That's happened in the episode.
No!
They're leaving tomorrow. Perrin's gonna give them the information, and they're gonna leave to go hunt Leandrin tomorrow.
No! I thought, what? No.
Yeah. No.
No, Sawan is like, I can only trust you guys to help me find Dark Friends in the tower. They're doing the Dark Friends in the tower stuff.
No, she said you're going to go through the rings tonight, and then tomorrow Baron's going to give you the information you need, and you're going to fucking leave and go hunt.
She's like, Baron is going to give you all the information we have on the people who left, on the Dark Friends who left, so that you can study them and research them, figure out who they were connected to in the tower.
No.
Yeah.
They're leaving tomorrow.
No, they're not. What the fuck?
I can almost guarantee that that's happening in the next episode.
No, she said Baron's going to give you all the information on these people so that you can find out who the Dark Friends are. You're the only ones I can trust in this tower.
Okay. I think they're getting sent out tomorrow.
Go back.
No. We got to move on. We have to. I'm not going to be it's an hour. Scrubbing through an hour-long episode to try and find it is going to be tough.
All right. I thought that was the, hey, you guys are going to be my private investigators moment, not you guys are going to go hunt them down.
No, they're heading to Tanchico, like, immediately. Without Egwene.
Okay. Anyways,
yeah.
We'll see you for episode 3.
There was a big book thing that I wanted to talk about, and I can't remember what it is. Do you remember? There was a point in the episode where I was like, this changes a book thing, and I wanted to talk about it at the very end.
I remember you saying that, yeah.
Fuck, what was it?
Fuck, I don't know.
Oh my god, of course. No Fail.
None at all?
How is she going to end up in the Two Rivers?
Because she's hunting for the horn?
Oh. So she just ends up there.
She just kind of ends up where she ends up in the books anyways. I just figure, well...
No, they meet her. No. They run into her in
boat,
Ilion.
Right? Sure.
And she follows Perrin here.
Wherever they meet her doesn't really matter to me. She's just someone
This is where
wandering...
they fall in love. The fight in, like, this season, they're fully fucking in love for her, and Fael returns for her.
I mean, she can show up. I'm pretty sure she's in the trailer, right? So she's gonna be around. To me, she's a hunter of the horn. She can kind of show up wherever.
I was thinking that she'd be introduced in episode 1.
Or 2.
I hope she's introduced. Like, this girl has to show up. These two characters need some fucking screen time, because we're now, like, well into the...
Well, and right now, Perrin is of the mindset to give himself up, so maybe Fael has something to do with that.
I was shocked she was not introduced in this episode.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes sense, because, like, Perrin just kind of gets to town and then goes up to the attic. Like, there's not a lot for Perrin in this episode.
True.
But they're going to have to move real fast on this Fael relationship in 6 episodes to get me to buy that they're, like, that she's his woman and that she's the, like, leader of, the female leader of the town at the end of this season.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, my throat's really dry.
Okay, let's end this episode. Anyway, I was shocked Fael wasn't in this. Liked it. I actually love this episode. This was great. I do really like this episode. I just the show has problems, and I think that the show is gonna slowly deal with them, and hopefully my feelings about the show get closer to my feelings of the individual episodes as they go on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If you do all the things. Who's the algorithm goddess?
Elida.
Oh, going dark. See you for episode 3.
No. Bye.
Bye.